Good evening. This is Homework Help Module 2, Lesson 2, 7 and 8. Here's the homework. I modified it. You have a bonus. It's not that hard actually if you really look at it. You got to explain though why it's reasonable. Alright, so let's go ahead and multiply a 2-digit times a 2-digit. So I'm color coding it here. So we have 743 times 295. So the first thing we're actually going to do is we're going to multiply times 5. And most of you understand how to do this. 3 times 5 is 15. Now here's the hard part. A lot of you don't know what to do next. What actually happens is you're doing 5 times 4. 5 times 4 is 20, plus the 1 is 21. There's my 21. Now we're going to do 5 times 7. 5 times 7 is 35, plus 2 is 37. Oh, there's something I forgot to do. I forgot to do my estimation. So over here, I'm going to estimate. 743 is close to 700, and 295 is close to 300. So my estimation is going to be 21 with 4 zeros behind it, which is 210,000. So my answer needs to be close. It's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digits. Right now I only have 4 digits, so I know my answer hasn't been finished yet. So this is something else I want the children to understand. Our next problem is actually 743 times 90. Because I'm going to multiply times 0, there's always going to be that 0 there. There's going to be a 0 here. That's actually going to be our 0 underneath the 1s, which is the 5 right now. We're lining up. Everyone hopefully will see that we're lining things up here. Okay? Now, we're multiplying times 9. 9 times 3 is 27. I'm going to put the 2 here. But Mr. Valdemar, aren't you supposed to put it on the left? Not necessarily. Because it's still now the 10s that we're going to multiply. We're going to multiply the 10s place, the 4 in the 10s place. So it's 9 times 4 is 36 plus 2. That's my next answer, 38. I'm going to cross that out so that I know I took care of it. Now I'm going to put a 3 here. Now I have 9 times 7 is 63 plus 3 is 66. I'm going to fill that up, making sure I line things up. There's my 7 under the 1. 8 is under the 7. Now I have a 6. And now this 6 sticks out on the left. So this number has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Getting closer, I'm supposed to have 6 numbers in my answer. So my next problem is 743 times 200. Because it's 200, I will be having 2 zeros in my answer, in my product. So I'm going to put those 2 zeros in my third line. All right, and now I'm going to multiply 2 times 3, which gives me 6. Then I'm going to multiply 2 times 4, which gives me 8. Then I'm going to multiply 7 times 2, which gives me 14. and I'm going to add all those together. Now if you look here, I have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digits like I did in my estimation. So far so good, as long as I add things up. It doesn't give you a lot of space, but don't forget you're not doing the problem underneath or above it, so you can use that space if you need to. Alright, so 5 plus 0 is 5. 1 plus 7. 1 plus 7 is 8. Then we have 7 plus 8 is 15, plus 6 is 21. I'm going to put my 21. Everyone hopefully sees that 21 right there. I regrouped. All right. So now I have 8 plus 2. I'm starting from the bottom. And that gives me 10. Plus 6 is 16, 17, 18, 19. And now I have 10 plus 1 is 11. And then 1 plus 1 is 2. So if you look carefully, you can see that my number isn't too far away from our estimation. Our estimation was 210,000. So if I subtract that from the actual, I get 9,000. There was only a difference of 9,000. Okay, you don't have to do that. I'm just showing you that it's close. It's reasonable that our answer is 219,185. Now in our next problem, we're going to encounter some zeros. Dun dun dun! In this problem, hopefully you see that there's some zeros here. Now, that is going to come into play, but it's fairly simple. This would be our second line, and basically we're going to be doing zeros, 5 zeros. Why 5? Well, because we're going to have that extra 0, right? And then 0 times 3 is 0, 0 times 0 is 0, 0 times 8 is 0, 0 times 2 is 0. So that's going to be what we do. So let's go ahead and estimate. I'm going to go 3,000 times 400. 3 times 4 is 12. And I'm going to put the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. So my answer is going to be 1,200,000 or somewhere close to that. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with my blue. And I'm going to multiply 6 times 3 first. And that's going to give me 18. I'm going to bring a 1 over here. And now I'm going to multiply 6 times 0, which is 0. But then I have a 1, so I'm going to add that 1. Now I'm going to go 6 times 8. And that's 48. Then I'm going to put a 4 on the line here to represent the 40. All right, now we have 6 times 2. And that gives me 12 plus 4 is 16. All right, so far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits. And I need 7 digits. So I'm not there. Next line, I need to put a 0 here. And in the next line underneath, I'm going to put 2 zeros. I'm lining them up. There's going to be another number here. Okay, 0 is a number. Now we're going to multiply times 0, and hopefully you see that 0 times 0, it's going to be zeros all the way across. Okay, I'm doing 4 zeros there, but I had that extra 0. So now I'm going to erase some of these lines, so hopefully you can see things a little bit clearer. Now we're going to multiply times a 4. 4 times 3 is 12. All right, 4 times 0 is 0 plus 1 is 1. Then we have 4 times 8 is 32. And now we have, so here's my 32. Now we have 4 times 2, which gives me 8. Oops, I forgot to add my 3. 8 plus 3 is 11. Now, how I knew I was wrong is because when I wrote that 8, I knew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers, and I need 7 numbers. So I had to go back and think, wait, I need another number. That's 8 plus 3 equals 11. All right, so now we add them up. 8, 1, 8 plus 2 is 10. 6 plus 1 is 7, plus 1 is 8. 1 plus 0 plus 2 is 3. And then I have a 1 and a 1. So my answer is 1,138,018. So this is the actual answer, which is less but it's close. See how they're close? The only difference really is this 100,000. It's 200,000. If we want to find the actual difference, the difference is only 61,982. So that's the difference from the actual answer. The actual answer is less than the estimation. Sometimes you'll subtract it this way. This was one of the problems we had on one of our tests. So, all right. So hopefully that helps you out. Remember on the bonus is so simple. You're going to do an estimation and tell me why your answer is reasonable. I can even read it. A publisher prints 1,912 copies of a book in each print run. If they printed 305 runs, the manager wants to know about. The word about tells you it's an estimation. How many books will be printed? What is a reasonable estimation? So you're going to give me a reasonable estimation. Our estimation here was 1,200,000. Okay? So use the numbers in the problem of number 3 to figure that out. And number 2, when multiplying 1,729 times 308, Clayton got a product of 53,253. Without calculating, does that product seem reasonable? Well, when it says reasonable, that means you're estimating. All right, so may the force be with you. Here's our bonus word. I was eating this at lunch, so that's my bonus word, pretzels. Have a good afternoon or evening. Hopefully I won't have technical problems like I did yesterday.